page it was on?
I don't.
There's a random cavity inside a conductor.
Okay.
Right, so it can be any type of surface. And then there's a point P outside of the conductor. And it says that, like, only thing we know about it is that there's.
Is this a problem or was it a
Just a
discussion?
It's an example.
Oh.
That they solved themselves.
Is that it?
Yes.
Yes.
That one right there, okay.
It's the same.
It's basically the same process we have going on
That's
here.
what I was saying. Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the
But it
same
doesn't
thing.
matter where that cavity.
Doesn't matter where that cavity is. It all depends on what you're enclosing in your Gaussian surface, right? So, and if we're assuming that the conductor is in electrostatics, then this process works anywhere, no matter where the cavity is.
Or the shape.
Or the shape. As long, well, yes, I would agree with that. It doesn't matter. My charge doesn't have to be in the center of my Gaussian surface. It's just got to be there. Since I know the electric field in here is zero, it makes it easier, but it causes problems if they're asking you for the electric field with an irregular shape, because then we don't have the symmetry to line up the dot products anymore. And so the math just,
So
I can't use Gauss's law anymore to do that. I have to go to continuous charge distributions to solve that problem.
So if it was negative Q in the center, just the sign.
It would,
flip.
the signs would flip. Usually a problem they ask for this one is they'll ask you for the surface charge density here. And then they'll ask you for the surface charge density here. And those are different because I have different areas in those spots. You get a different sigma.
Q over to the surface area?
Yeah, so that if I want sigma of this, right, by definition it's charge per area, right? And then rho is charge per volume. So they were claiming it's, well, since it's at the center, it would be uniformly distributed across the sphere. If it's not at the center, then the uniformity is off, and that throws all hell in the handbasket. I could get you the total charge at that point. I couldn't get you the sigma. But here, with this, I can just take, my minus Q, or sorry, it would be plus Q for that one, and divide by my 4 pi and my outer radius squared, and that would give me my charge density, my sigma,
That's
my
the surface area.
and that's the surface area of a sphere.
Oh.
Sphere. Yeah.
Oh, it is a sphere.
It's a sphere. They said it was a sphere. That's stuff that's stuck in my long-term memory because I use it over and over
And
again.
on the inside where it says it's a cylindrical,
What?
right? It says,
It's the same.
where does it say?
It says it's spherically hollow at the center.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
inside.
fairly common.
If it was cylindrical, I would have to use the surface area of the cylinder, right? But again, if it's cylindrical,
Then
it's
equal.
it's not symmetric anymore, okay? And so then the charge distribution is not uniform, and then this strategy falls away. I'd have to figure out another way to do that.
As the cylinder goes out, it'd be
Be
less and less.
farther away, so there's less of a force on the negative charges out there to be, so it changes. Oh, we'll have to answer this question here. Okay, so this one says a point charge of plus Q is near a neutral copper sphere with a hollow interior space. In equilibrium, the surface charge density sigma on the interior of the hollow space is what? Is it zero everywhere, non-zero, non-zero, but with zero net total charge on the interior surface, non-zero with non-zero net total charge on interior surface.
C. B.
So I know I heard one C. Anybody else for C? I got 2 C's. I got 4 C's.
B.
Anybody for B? I got two B's. Oh, hey, to be or not to be? That is the question, right?
Yeah.
How about A's? There's like 8 people sitting in this class. I've only counted 6, so there's 2 people that haven't voted.
C for me.
C for you, so there'll be 5.
And then one with no idea.
Okay, one with no idea. Okay. So what we're going to do here is apply our knowledge of the system, right? So they want to know, in equilibrium, the surface charge density sigma on the interior of the hollow sphere needs to be what? Okay, so what? All right, so why am I putting a vector over a charge? That is not correct. All right, so I put a positive charge out there for 163. What does that do to this sphere?
It polarizes.
Okay, so what charges will be here?
On the outside surface will be negative.
What charges will be here?
Positive.
Okay.
Right? So where does excess charge go on a conducting object? To the surface. So the surface charge density in here should be what? Should be 0. Should be 0.
So it's
Okay.
So, okay. I was thinking of them as like, okay, makes sense.
So
That's
if
fine.
we have a conductor that's in electrostatics, which they set at equilibrium, all the charge wants to get as far away from things as they can, and the only way it does that is it goes to the surface. Now,
Since it's on the outside, it goes to the outer surface.
yes,
Outer surface.
Yeah.
Nothing goes to the inside.
nothing goes in the inner; it always goes to the outside. Now, if your shape is irregular, like if it's pointed like this,
You
you ever wondered why they make lightning rods to a point?
It's got a higher charge density.
Yeah, well, yeah, most of the charge wants to go to the point, which seems odd, right? Because charge likes to get away from each other, correct? So you think it wouldn't be crammed into a smaller area, but it goes towards the points, sharp ends. That's why when you walk across the carpet and get a static charge, you mostly should feel the shock on your finger because that's a smaller point.
Isn't there more surface area there?
No, I don't think.
Compared to other spots?
You mean
There's more surface area at that point than
I don't know.
elsewhere.
I have to think about it. But for some reason, that always defies my logic that why would charges want to cram together, closer together at some point than farther away? But that's what happens.
I'm just saying there's a higher surface area per unit volume there.
Could be. Per unit volume, I would agree with that. That statement right there. All right, how about this question here? Hold on.